Hey folks, welcome aboard the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Don. This could be fun. Tommy Prine. Now, is this John Prine's son, possibly? It's a gift request by John P. I won't say your last name because I don't know how you want that, because at the very end of the request, I saw that you just signed it Tim. So I'm going to say John P., a.k.a. Tim, requested this song Ships in the Harbor by Tommy Prine. So of course you see the name Prine and you wonder, is there a connection here? John Prine is absolutely one of my favorite artists. But let's see what Ships in the Harbor is. So Tim, thank you for the gift. And let's see what Ships in the Harbor is about. Acoustic video too, huh? They shoot in black and white too.
It must be the morning again. The sun through the window felt good on my skin. So it must be leaving soon.
Reminds me of Chasing His Ball.
And I saw the bluebird again. She pointed it out in the yard on our fence. So it must be leaving soon, as it should.
I like that.
Standing by water gets harder and harder. So why I get sad when there's ships in the harbor? 'Cause they must be leaving soon, as they should.
I love that line, as they should. That's good lyricism.
And I got to see an old friend. We laughed and stayed up till it came to an end. 'Cause he must be leaving soon, as we do.
As we do. Alright.
I tend to get lost in the stars. I waste every night wondering where we are and how we must be leaving soon, as we should. I'm standing by water, it's harder and harder. So why I get sad when there's ships in the harbor? 'Cause they must be leaving soon, as they should.
So as a reactor too, and as people who listen to songs anyway, the first time hearing a song, you wonder, all right, is this going to tie into a relationship? Or usually it does, but not necessarily. But you wonder, okay, we've got the setup here and it's very good. And he changed the end of the line from as it should to as we do. And I wonder what he's going to do with that, if anything. But he's a very patient performer, very patient. He's an artist more than just somebody who got a guitar and wanted to write songs.
It takes time to know when you're wrong. It takes even longer to put it all in a song. And I wish it was easy to, like he did. When I'm by peaceful waters, it gets harder and harder. And I'd do anything just to talk to my father. But I guess he was leaving soon, as we do. And yeah, I guess he was passing through, and I am too.
Nice. A lot of thoughts going on right now. I don't know if he's John Prine's son. It would make complete sense because John passed away a couple of years ago, and I think it was complications due to COVID. But even if it wasn't, it doesn't matter. When somebody loses their father and they loved their father and they had a good relationship with their father and their father was active in their life, it's the same for everybody, that it hurts. But then you're next, so to speak, and that's just the natural progression of life, if life takes a natural progression. And the way we pass through, we're aware of it. Ships in the harbor was the analogy and the metaphor, depending on the line in the song. But there's a lot going on in this song. I mean, obviously just a man and his guitar, and 2 cameras, I think, were set up for this thing, but a man and his guitar with the song. And anytime it's my first exposure to an artist, I don't know what to expect. And he's a young man. I don't know how old he is, but he's young. I mean, he's still got kind of like a baby face. And to pen a song like this and have the patience to perform, he didn't rush a single note on this. And I thought when, I don't know, 2.5 minutes into it, when he started to go up tempo, I didn't know what he was going to do with that either. And so, of course, I'm intrigued, as you were, to see where he goes with it. But he backed off it and just came right back in to talk about the loss of his father. But fascinating choice of words where, and I pointed this out in there, where it went from, as, you know, the word should was used, as it should, as they should. There were, I think, 3 lines where the word should was used. I'm like, all right, that is really good to add that to the end of a line, as they should. And then I think he talked about his friend hanging out with his friend, but his friend had to leave. And, you know, they separate as we do. Of course, at the end of the night, your buddy usually goes home, as we do. And then it was about the loss of his father. So it was from one thing to the next to the next. But he went from the should to do. Yeah, that's poetry. I mean, that's philosophy too. It's one of those things where you could just talk about that difference, but the person who would know what that was meant to communicate would be Tommy, the one who wrote the song. I have no doubt he wrote that. That's not the type of song that you just pick up, put on camera, because your buddy or somebody, a publishing company, handed you a song. That's generally not the way a song like that works. He stayed in the pocket too. I mean, you could tell he felt this. I don't know how many times he performed this before doing it for his YouTube channel. And I'll put the link to Tommy's YouTube channel in the description box below, so you could go over and check out what other things he's got and what he's up to. As I recall, he had like 4,600 subscribers or something like that to his channel. So relatively new. But you could go over and see what he's got and subscribe possibly there. But he's got a performance quality about him. Like right out, you heard what I said. I think maybe you picked up on it. I don't know how loudly I said it, but I said he reminds me of Jason Isbell. The way he sings, his lines, his patience. He wasn't selling a single thing in this song. He was just the art itself. And there's a difference. So, I got to rate this thing, Tim, a.k.a. John P. I'm so pleasantly surprised when a performer does what he just did. It was mesmerizing. I like being mesmerized. Who doesn't? It was engaging. I didn't know where he was going, but he didn't leave me behind either. And the number that popped into my head for the feeling I had watching this entire thing was a 9.3. Nothing overproduced about it. That wasn't the point. But very, very pleasant surprise, Tim or John P. You're going to have to clear me up on that, my friend. Please don't be upset with me. But when the email came in, it said it came from John P. It had the last name there. And but then in the end, you signed it Tim. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's a joint account or something. So, all right, folks. Tommy Prine, 9.3. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.